Hey everybody, welcome to Off Grid with Brad and Kelly. So Kelly and I have been looking for a small storage shed for a long time. And we're trying to do everything on a really tight budget and we just haven't had the money to do it.
Yeah.
So we were going to Home Depot to get some stuff to hook up our propane water heater here at the cabin, and we said, okay, let's just go look at the sheds.
We look every time we go in hopes of finding, the perfect one.
Or a new one, or a cheap one, or a returned one, or something.
Yes.
And we were driving by and saw these, which are the kind of Rubbermaid, not Rubbermaid company,
Yeah.
but the kind of Rubbermaid construction.
Plastic, yeah.
Yeah, and it had a sticker on the front, bright yellow sticker that said $154, down from $599.
Yeah.
So from $599 down to $154, we got out of the car, looked all around in it, tried to see what was wrong with it.
Right, was it missing a roof or something, a big crack in it?
Yeah.
We couldn't understand why it was so cheap.
So Kelly took the sticker off, we went inside. This was at Home Depot. I don't know if they might be discounting them everywhere. It might be worth a shot if you're looking for something similar. Kelly took the sticker inside and said, is this right? They said yes, and we paid for it on the spot.
Yep.
So it was really easy to put together. The caveat was it was the floor model.
Yes, they had to disassemble it for us to come pick it up. They kind of disassembled it.
They ripped it apart.
They ripped it apart. Some of it actually helped us because they kept some of the walls together, the doors on, so it's less work on that. But on other parts, it was kind of, well, let's match this up, and yeah, sure, we'll just screw right here.
Yeah, right. And so we got it home yesterday and started putting it together. It started to get dark, and we started to see the telltale signs of brown or black widow infestation in the unit itself. Now, brown and black widows, you guys might know, they weren't native to the entire United States until around the 21st century. They were kind of dedicated down to the lower south in Florida, Louisiana area. But quickly, they really flourished all over the United States.
Yep.
And the first thing we saw was the real thick web, and then the egg sacs.
Yes, the egg sacs are pretty, you can tell pretty quickly when they're a black or brown widow egg sac. If you've seen enough of them, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think the brown widows are a pale, sort of tan, creamy colored egg sac.
And they're spiky.
With spikes, and then the black widow is a little bit smoother, but very similar. And they're pretty big.
Yeah.
About the size of a little bit under a dime, depending on what, what you find.
Right.
We saw those everywhere. And immediately I just started destroying them because I didn't want to bring that infestation here home.
Right.
We went through, we probably got rid of 6 to 8.
6 to 8, and all of them had egg sacs too, which is a lot more.
Yeah, 6 to 8 giant spiders.
I mean, they were huge.
Right. And it was late at night, it was getting dark, and I just didn't have the time to get it on film. We didn't finish, we got everything up except the roof last night, and today we got out there and I thought that I had gotten rid of all the brown widows, but I found a couple more.
Yes.
And so I wanted to kind of show you guys what they look like, how you can identify them, and give you a little bit more of a close-up view of what they are.
Yep.
Okay, so I got we identified this as a brown widow. I got it with a pair of, these are some jeweler's tweezers that I'd had, and it allows me to get a little bit more of a sensitive grip on it without harming it too much, because I wanted you guys to be able to see some of its identifying features. Rather than me just, smush it to smithereens and try to put it back together. Okay, so she's already started to lay a web in there, as you can see. I'm going to get her out here onto the plate to really get up and close to her, but I wanted you to be able to see the difference between the brown widow and the black widow. The brown widow has a more brown and tannish feature to its body. The black widow is always midnight black at maturity. When they're younger, they can be a little bit harder to identify because the younger black widows will have a little bit of brown to them. They haven't come into that midnight black yet, but the mature, which this is definitely a mature spider, will always have a brown body with a little bit of a tan or creamy overtone to it. But you can always tell the widow species because of that bright orange or bright red hourglass on its abdomen. These are deadly to children and some animals, but you really, the number of deaths in the in the most recent century is very low because of anti-venom, but it's still something that you want to watch out for. And just like bee stings or anything else, people can have an allergic reaction to the venom itself, causing anaphylactic shock and giving somebody a little bit more potent of a reaction. So let's go ahead and get it on the plate and see what it has to say. So it doesn't really want to come out. It can be a little bit defensive in here, and anytime that I kind of come near the bowl here, it kind of rears up on its hind and gets a little angry at the world. Okay, so there you can see a little bit of its abdomen. It's definitely not happy. I think that it probably would strike if it recognized a hand there. For the most part, they don't want to hurt you too bad. They do want to get away, but if you put your foot in a sock or a shoe that has one inside of it, or if you
have kids that have like a sandbox and they jam something into a hole where there's a little egg sac and mama in there,
yeah, that's when you're going to run into trouble.
Yeah, they're not going to be too happy then.
Well, I know this was just a quick video, but I hope it helped you guys get an up-close look at something you might otherwise not want to get so up and close to.
Yes.
We don't really have a fear of spiders here. We kind of treat them all the same on the poisonous level, and they get destroyed.
Yeah, they get a quick chew or something like that. It's just, it's not worth, especially with kids.
I ain't no hippie.
It's not worth it to us to have something so that potentially dangerous.
Yeah, if I know something's venomous and harmful to my children, I'm not going to keep it around.
Right.
In the woods, okay, I'll just leave them be. But here at the house, here where the kids are going to be inside the shed and putting their stuff away, I just don't take those kind of chances.
And we're going to take the time to relocate, a dozen black widows.
You're right.
So, sorry.
But give us your thoughts. Maybe you guys say, Brad, how could you? There's such a vital species everywhere in the world. I kind of take the historical view that they've only traveled beyond Florida and the lower southeast due to an overabundance of population and societal movement. So if they're here where they shouldn't be, I'll let them find their fate. But let me know your guys' thoughts. Do you think that we got a really good deal on this? Not Rubbermaid, but I call it a Rubbermaid shed.
Yeah, he keeps calling it that.
And we wanted it to store some things like we do soap making, candle making.
Yep.
The unit has a 2 positive locks on it that you can put master locks, or you can even retrofit the handles with a normal doorknob.
Yep.
I'm going to put a small security system in it just to, even though we're not keeping anything valuable in it, just to know if anyone's tampered with it.
Peace of mind.
That's right. We have seen people use these for chicken coops.
Yep. For like a dog pen, because it's the plastic. You can just take a hose to it and clean it off.
Wash it out.
And you can retrofit it in any way that you need to for insulation or something like that for animals.
That's right. And it's double layered, so you have a layer of air in between the 2 sides of plastic anyways. Funny enough, it's made of HDPE 2 plastic, so it's actually a food grade plastic.
Yep, you can eat off of it.
Yeah, you could put a
you could do like a rain catchment.
That's right.
Water.
That's right. So guys, we hope you enjoy this video. Please keep a watch on this channel. We're going to be putting out a lot more content. We're just getting to the edge of getting everything done that we have to get done.
The end is near.
Yeah, the end is in sight, and it's really been I explained to our oldest son Zach yesterday what the term burning the candle at both ends means, because that's really what we've been doing, waking up and working until we go to bed. And
now with the time change, we have even less daylight.
Yeah.
And so we're working at night, we're trying to put the flashlights on, and we're not gonna let it stop us to get everything done.
Yeah, it's a crazy mess. But we're near the end, and finally we'll get to sit back and chill with you guys, do some live shows, do some campfire chats. We plan on doing some really great, wilderness videos, kind of like long, just enjoying the environment and nature videos, and we hope that you guys will join us for those. So as always, from Kelly and I to you and yours, stay safe and keep watch.